Yo, I'm just gonna be real for that one viewer who's on right now. I'm just gonna go in on a couple white men real quick. That's really it. Let's see how this works. This is Trevor Pleasant's beat. This is called Night. I guess I start off chill before going in on some people. Make sure you guys subscribe to Trevor Pleasant. I think Trevor's stage name was Metaphor. Was it Metaphor? I think. I could be wrong. Stay with me there. Don't log out. Stay with me. We're gonna get to it. Blake, what's up, bro? Thanks for the like. Keep handling your business, Blake. You're doing big things. Salute. Taijha, you in there? Is that Taijha in there? Taijha in the live chat. Promote yourself, girl. My fucking sister's a star, I'm telling you. She's a fucking star. Very smart. I think that's where my daughter gets it from. Everyone, come on in. Come on in. This is the soothing sounds of Trevor Pleasant. Soothing sounds of Trevor. The song is called Night. Taijha said, what's good, bro? Just showing love. Blake says, salute. Respect. Absolutely, Taijha. Come on in, everyone. Sit down. Welcome to TaijhTV. Okay. The end is here. Black History Month. I know I've been going super hard on black people. I'm sorry for that. I'm truly sorry. You know what? I try to be honest with black people, but I can't end this month without going after some white people. I just can't. Something in me is like not letting me. So I'm gonna call this the Never Forget Show. And if you're black out there and this is your month and you really, really fucking dig Black History Month, educate me. Educate me on what you learned on Black History Month, what you taught. It's not all about you. What about the kids? You see what I'm saying? What about those kids? This is what Black History Month is for, is to educate. So I'm going to educate today. First off, I do want to thank everyone on Facebook. I got over 1,000 followers now on TaijhTV. I need all y'all to go to TaijhTV on YouTube and subscribe, but I am very thankful, grateful. Thank you for everything. Now I'm going to share this screen. We're going to first off, let's go to little Justin Bieber. See, I know you guys. I know you guys like Justin Bieber. I really don't. I think Justin Bieber's a fucking clown. I really do. I think he's a fucking clown. And I think he's a culture vulture too. Like, straight the fuck up. But I want you guys to hear little Justin Bieber and never fucking forget that Justin Bieber doesn't give a fuck about you blackies out there. He never fucking loved you. Let's play it.
One less lonely. One less lonely. One less lonely. There's gonna be one less. If I kill you, I'll be part of the KKK.
Oh shit!
And there'll be one less lonely.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one less lonely.
Is that how you feel, little Justin? Is that how little Justin feels? Never forget it, black people. When you're out there and you're jamming out to some Justin Bieber, you know, baby, baby. Oh, I want you to remember this. I'm not done with Justin, just quite. I'm not done with him. Because if we're going to talk black history, I want you guys to really know your black history and stop supporting these motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you. All it took Justin Bieber to do was apologize. And when he apologized, this video came out.
Father's Day. That's just mean. That's just straight. Why are black people afraid of chainsaws? Don't even say it. Don't say
Run, nigga.
Classic joke.
You can say motorcycle too.
But why does Justin Bieber feel so comfortable with the N-word? Has any of his fans ever addressed this, or did they just take his apology and run with it? Never forget, black people. Never forget. Blake says, laugh my ass off. Wow. And then he says, what black person listened to him anyway? Everyone who listened to Usher, I would say, listened to Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was signed to Usher. Taijh says, Blake Smith, surprisingly, I know some who do. A lot of black people like Justin Bieber. But if you guys are just logging in, let's go back to this classic joke that Justin Bieber said. And remember, all he had to do was get little twists and some tattoos, and the black audience loved him.
Father's Day. That's just mean. That's just straight. Why are black people afraid of chainsaws? Don't even say it. Don't say
Run, nigga.
Run, nigga. You know, the sad part is I heard black people tell that joke. I've actually said that joke. I thought that shit was funny, but not coming from a white person, and not coming from a fucking white person that said he wanted to join the Klan. He said he wanted to join the Klan. You gotta start believing these people when they tell you who they are, black people. Jason Crowder says lies. No, blacks love Justin Bieber. That's a fact, bro. Black people love Justin Bieber. What they love about him, I do not know. But they do love Justin Bieber. Jason, Taijh, and Blake. It is Black History Month. You guys love Black History Month. I take it you do. What did you learn, or what did you teach to other blacks that was new to them or new to you? I would love to know. If you guys also want to call in, the number is on the screen, 785-289-8295. But I got to continue to go. Black people, because I never want you to forget. Now we have racist ass Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson made The Passion of Christ, or whatever the fuck that movie was. He was in Braveheart, all kind of great cinema films. But he too allegedly is a racist. He allegedly loves saying the N-word too. Now his woman, I don't even believe that she was even an ounce of black. But it's not what she is. It's not what she is. It's what he said. Blake Smith said, I try to preach that stream live at the beginning of the month. Salute to you. Salute. The whole purpose of Black History Month is to teach. A lot of people just fantasize and love having a month. Taijh on the check-in says, I can't say I learned anything, but I do preach to my nephews that no matter how many white friends they have, they are black. I will teach my son the same. Salute to you. Salute to you. Now, we don't have the same ideologies. You are my sister, but I respect it because that's what I was taught. And I think I came out pretty decent. Next off, I'm going to play Mel Gibson. Allegedly, this is allegedly Mel Gibson. And we're going to hear what Mel Gibson has to say.
Because you're doing something, trying to breastfeed with fucking foreign bodies in you.
So
Was that it?
it has nothing to do with it.
Oh, it had nothing to do with what? The fact that you had foreign bodies in there?
Correct.
Correct, okay, good. So you're not lying to me about fake tits.
I've never have.
Yes, you just did. You said they weren't. You fucking lied to me before.
What? I didn't.
I guess her tits are fake. I guess. I don't know who this is. I guess her tits are fake.
I never said anything of a kind. You never asked me, I never told you. Or maybe you asked me, but I never lied about this.
Not a lie, who cares? So, they look ridiculous. Get rid of them, why don't you? Anyway, you know.
That's none of your fucking business. What
It is. They look stupid. I'm just telling you. It's just an appraisal. Keep them if you want. Look stupid. See if I give a fuck.
So, allegedly, Mel Gibson is a racist and a sexist. Allegedly.
You know, but they're too big and they look stupid. They look like some Vegas bitch. They look like a Vegas whore. Mm-hmm. And you go around sashaying around in your tight clothes and stuff. I won't stand for that anymore.
I don't walk around.
I don't want to be that.
I don't walk around in tight clothes. I stay at home for most of the time.
You go out in public and it's a fucking embarrassment to me. You look like a fucking bitch on heat. And if you
She looks like a bitch on heat.
Get raped by a pack of niggers, it'll be your fault.
Ooh, racist ass Mel Gibson. A pack of Negroes. He didn't say it that politely. Let's run it back.
Like a fucking bitch on heat. And if you get raped by a pack of niggers, it'll be your fault. All right? Because you provoked it. You are provocatively dressed all the time with your fake boobs you feel you have to show off in tight outfits and tight pants and stuff. You see your pussy from behind. And that green thing to
Mel Gibson knows black people love to see the pussy from behind. He must know that. He must know it.
Day was enough. That's provocative. Okay? I'm telling you. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't like it. I don't want that woman. I don't want you. I don't believe you anymore. I don't trust you. I don't love you. I don't want you. Okay?
Okay.
Stay in the fucking house. I'm not giving it to you, but I'll let you stay there. Okay? And I will take care of my child, but I don't want you anymore.
Wow, that was the mother of his children. Mel Gibson, allegedly, you're a piece of shit. Allegedly. I don't know that to be factual. This is never forget. Never fucking forget. When you go to these guys' movies and you give them your hard-earned dollars and you think, there's no way that man's racist. Just know in the back of your mind, he could be racist. It could be, just a little bit. What is that movie called? The Passion of Christ? I should have known something was up when he had a white man play Jesus. I should have known. But I didn't. I failed to realize that this man possibly is a racist. But I'll never forget. I'll never forget. Am I freaking you guys out right now? I'm on this Cavassier right now. I'm on this Cavassier. So I'm chilling. I didn't even want to do a show. But I want black people to never forget some of these fucking whites who are really racist. And there's no going around it. So right now, we're going to play a song by Max Bet. It's called Just Another Day. Sit back and relax.
Smoking hard, chilling in my drawers, think about you all day, yeah. 100 missed calls, none of them yours. Damn, a nigga feelin' kinda weird, yeah. You got my vibe on a whole different kind of way, yeah. Sunny outside, but without you, It's just another day, yeah, yeah.
100 missed calls, none of them yours. Rolling up L's, staring at the walls. Looking at my phone, just wishing you make it ring. Cardi on repeat, I wish a nigga could sing. Used to like pics, now I love your touch. Hate it when you leave, I can never get enough. Tequila in your cup, Keisha in my blood. Told me I could keep the tree lit when we fuck. I put them other bitches on the block list. Don't nobody else matter, you my top pick. Stunting to the max with you by my side. We locked in for life if you down to ride. I ain't worried about them hoes, let them all hate. I try to keep it real, they was all fake. You in good hands, baby, all state. Dream about you all night, think about you all day.
Smoking hard, chilling in my drawers. Think about you all day, yeah. 100 missed calls, none of them yours. Damn, a nigga feel a kind of way, yeah. You got my vibe on a whole different kind of way, yeah. Sunny outside, but without you, it's just another day, yeah, yeah.
Playing with your head late nights when we chill. I know you just bought it, but I like the way it feel. Rubbing on your feet, you've been running through my mind. Stuck in the moment, I wish I could press rewind. Counting out stacks, we got it, just tell me when. I take you to the mall, we got whatever to spend. Going for the gram, Snapchat popping. Baby, do you, I know them niggas is jocking. Dates out of state, restaurants you never been. Taking plate pics and sending them to your friends. Fresh pair of bronze, you matching whatever I got. All gold bands on the his and hers I watch. Going crazy when you're not around. Reading through old texts, about to blow a pound. Matter of fact, where you at? I need to hold you now. Let a real nigga hold you down.
Smoking hard, chilling in my drawers. Think about you all day, yeah. 100 missed calls, none of them yours. Damn, a nigga feel a kind of way, yeah. You got my vibe on a whole different kind of way, yeah. Sunny outside, but without you, it's just another day, yeah, yeah. Smoking hard, chilling in my drawers. Think about you all day, yeah. 100 missed calls, none of them yours.
Everybody go to Max Bet Topic. The song is called Just Another Day. Who do I have out there in this live chat right now? I want you guys to call in. Tell me something that you've learned. If you don't, I'm going to feel like black people, they're just fucking in love with a stupid fucking month for no reason. Like, I really have a disdain for fucking Black History Month. I've already said it. You guys have already called me a coon for it. But I'm black every fucking day. I teach my kids to be black every fucking day. I teach them to love their heritage. My kids are also half Native American, Navajo. So I teach them both sides of the coin, not just my side. But I also teach my kids not to embrace having more than the white man or having more than the Mexican. No, I teach them to be equal. If someone comes up to you in an aggressive fashion, you know, as if he is his worth is more than yours, you have every right to show that man that your worth is equal. I don't want more. I don't preach that shit. That's not me. I preach equality. But my disdain for Black History Month is because it limits us mentally. It limits black people to the point of where we stop looking for our history and we're complacent with what the history people tell us. And black people, we've lost our history. There's no fucking doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I don't think we're all from Africa. I really don't. I don't think a lot of the bullshit that they tell us, I don't think it's true. I'm not saying it's factual, but this is just what I believe. You're not going to tell me somebody who enslaved my people, my forefathers, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. You're not going to tell me that the lineage of the master of those people are going to write my history. But I am going to look for it. You're telling me that you have the shroud of Jesus Christ, as you guys call him. But yet you can't show me one fucking slave boat. It really has me feeling that we're part of this country. Now, we're black-skinned people, the first to rebel when the white man wanted to come and take over? Probably so. I know over there in the East Coast, a lot of your original Native Americans, they were dark-skinned Native Americans, like me. I'm not that fucking black. I have my own theory with that. But I don't believe that we're all from fucking Africa. I just don't believe it. And I also don't believe in just hating the white man. I'm just going to hate you for the sins of your forefathers. I don't believe in that because that's going to get me nowhere. I look to progress in life. I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism. I don't believe in Marxism, socialism. I don't believe in that. I believe in capitalism. You are what your worth is. So I can't sit here and just hate on the white man because he's white, or hate on the Mexican man because he's a Mexican. I can't just do that in good faith. It's the same way. I don't want them to hate me because I'm a fucking black man. Does it happen? Yeah. But I know plenty of black people who are racist within their own fucking rights. Everyone's fucking racist. No one's immune to racism. No one's immune to not being racist. And I know a lot of black people are in the thought of they can't be racist because we don't own anything. We do. We own the greatest thing we can have. And that's control over our own destiny. Our destiny is what we control. Not the white man, not the Mexican man. But I'm not going to burn bridges because I would like to work with them. I would like to progress. I want my worth, my net worth, my self-worth, just my worth all around, overall. I want it to be more than the next man's. Now, I hate every race equally. That's how I see it. I hate every race equally. Euler on the check-in, he said, I'm not racist, I'm prejudiced for sure. Euler, would you stop a white man from advancing in your company? Would you stop a white man from advancing in your company? I think that's going to show me how racist or prejudiced you are. To me, racism is just love of race. Prejudice is you're willing to kill, hold back, disenfranchise over a race. I think we're all racist, no doubt about it. But as time turns, in America at least, this multicultural life that we see now is going to be a norm. I know a lot of people think gays will be a norm like that, and they will, and they kind of are already there. But it's going to be your multicultural children who will be the majority, and they're going to change the history books. They're going to be the ones that change how we function in society. Tasia says, I wouldn't, but they do it to blacks for sure. In that case, Tasia, I think you would. And I'll get back to that. Euler says, no, he can get some play. I don't think you're prejudiced, bro. Tasia, the reason why I say I think you would is because in the back of your mind, you're always going to think they do it to us. Anything that white person would do, I really feel like you're going to be like, they did it to us, fuck them. Now, if that's how you want to live your life, that's how you live your life. Just be the best you can be. But nothing is new under the sun. The treatment that white males are getting is the same treatment that black men in particular, have gotten for the last 200 years. We've gotten it worse, no doubt about it. Not we as the physical, but we as our ancestors. We've gotten it worse. But to stop this cycle of nonsense, we have to come to a common goal, a common love. Taija says, well, F them. Yeah. I know you're going to have it in the back of your mind. There's no doubt about it. You're going to have it in the back of your mind. Xavier says, Time magazine has the normal human as a multicultural person by 2050. I think it'll be before then. I do too. I think the multicultural person is going to run this world in about 10 years. For sure. I got you, Tej. I got you. Euler says, I'm prejudiced because I handle white folks different because of what they people did to mine. But what have white folks done to you? On an individual scale, what has Whitey done to you? Now, there are some white motherfuckers that have shown me they're racist and shown me that my life really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure you've seen that as well. But there have been some Negroes that have shown me way worse than that. A white man didn't shoot my mama's house up. A black man did. I mean, I can go with the shit that I've done to black people, which is kind of fucked up. But I can honestly say I've done it to kind of every race. I've kind of fucked over everybody. But my whole thing is we want equality. We don't want handouts. We don't want favoritism. The last thing I would want is the government, the fucking government, to prioritize what I mean to society. Like, who the fuck are they? The same government. Now, we can say this. American government has been the same before slavery, during slavery, after slavery. So who is that government to say what my value is to society? The same government who wanted me bondaged in chains. The same government who allowed my forefathers, my African males, if you believe they came from Africa, to get whipped. My black women to be raped. They made it legal to do such. Has anyone ever thought of when a master, a slave master, raped a black woman who was a slave during the time? Was that on some, what do they call that shit when they have sex, when people have sex with animals? What do they call that? Because blacks were labeled less than cattle. So that means they thought less of us. Bestiality. That's what it is. Bestiality. Does that mean that they were involved in bestiality? Euler says, persecuted, beat, belittled, manipulated, stole. Yeah, it happened. It happened. But what about that black man who bought black slaves, which never gets talked about? What about the blacks that beat, bestiality, yeah. What about the blacks that beat slaves? Now, we kind of seen it on that movie, Life. This is the gun line, boss. The gun line. No one gets past the gun line. You get past the gun line, I'm dropping you right here where you stand. Now, we know about the gun line, but what was before the gun line? Euler says, that's they get down. Artwork proves it. They some freaks. White people are freaks. I will admit that. I will admit it. The world gets their freakiness from a white person. I will get it. I do agree with that. The biggest freak I've ever had, consensually, was a white woman. I will say that. She was a fucking white woman. But my thing is why don't we ever talk about the black who was the slave capture? who owned the slave, who beat the slave, who treated the slave worse than the white man because of their self-hatred. Why don't we ever talk about that? Why do we only talk about whitey? Why don't we ever talk about West Africans? I brought it up. If we talk about the slave trade and we talk about slavery, why don't we talk about West Africans and their participation in the slave trade? Not just them. Why don't we talk about the Arabics? Not just the Arabics, the Middle Easterns. What do they call it? The Persians back then, who went in the jungles with the West Africans. Why don't we ever talk about that? It's because we've become so accustomed to self-righteousness, self-love, that everything we do is perfect, and it's not. We're the only race that feels like we can do no wrong. Ask yourself this. If you feel like I'm lying, ask yourself, can Obama do any wrong? Euler on the check-in, he says, all skin folks ain't kin folks, G. That hopping Bob nigga still exists. Yeah. But I think they've masked that hopping Bob nigga. I don't think it is what we think it is. Now, you think a black conservative is one because he doesn't vote how you vote. What about the guy who's voting how you vote, smiling in your face, having lunch with you one day, and then he fucking blows your brains out the next day? Somebody that you called your brother. What about that one? Was he an Uncle Tom? Or was he just a savage? See, black people in our culture, we've grown accustomed to the savagery, to the less than being a man. And we make fun terms of shit, terms of endearment. My nigga, we lit, thotty. We've made those terms of endearments. Why? Euler says because the only time people bring them up is when you making excuses for the white man's treachery. Kind of. The white man's treachery is real. No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to sit here and cape for the white man. But the treachery of the black man is just as real, if not worse than the white man. The treachery of black men. How many black men have killed black men since slavery? I'm willing to bet it's more than any white man in America that's killed blacks. How about we even go back to Africa? Why is Africans still selling other Africans? Slave market. It's still happening. Could you say the white man had compassion for the black man and he freed us, didn't destroy us? If they were so advanced in their weaponry, I don't think they were, but people think they were. Could you say that they showed compassion? When you talk about slavery, you have the sex slave trade that's happening right now. The kids are getting sold. I don't like saying it, but it's a thing. You got all kinds of forms of slavery. And it's still happening in Africa. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is we're not over there making a ruckus about it. It doesn't hit the headlines. But what about them over there that still participate in the blood diamonds where they steal kids, chop off their limbs if they don't go, just to go get some fucking diamonds? What about that? Why do we make excuses for people that look like us? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. I don't understand why we fucking make excuses for people that look like us. And I love black people. But I don't love the excuses that we give to ourselves to act and behave the way we do. Not all of us act like that. But I will admit, I did. And I thought it was righteous. And I felt like I had to go to prison to prove my manhood. There was a point in time, and there's a girl, I'm not going to say her name, but there's a girl out there that I used to date before I moved to Arizona. And I tried to get her pregnant over and over and over again. And she was getting mad at me. Why are you coming at me? Why are you doing that? And I told her straight up, because I might not make it. I might not make it the next day. I need to make sure my lineage continues. This is a 17-year-old kid. I was a 17-year-old kid thinking that way. Why is it acceptable for a 17-year-old black man from Topeka, Kansas to feel like he's not going to fucking make it to C21? I felt like I could have died at any given moment, and I need to fucking get my lineage off so that way there was going to be my bloodline moving on without me. Why did I think that way? I'll tell you the girl's name. Her first name was Alicia. I'll tell you her name. First name was Alicia. And it was at Newberry. You figure it out. If you guys know me, you figure it out. All right, right now we're going to play a song from Max Bet again. It's called All Eyes on Me.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. Mine doing NASCAR, 100 mile an hour. Equipped with a crash bar, ready for the pal-up. Try to keep a smile up, knowing I'm full of frustration. It's my time to shine, I'm done waiting. Addicted to the game like I'm free, bass and bass free. Acapella bucket of these rhymes for you. My well deep, you tried, they fell asleep. You prematurely peaked and now you forced to live meek. Meals in my windshield, haters in my rear view. If you ain't talking money, then I'm sorry I don't hear you, I just steer through. Still do whatever for you brave shit. That clap every weapon for you brave. And that cash every check for that family. I pray the Lord forgive me in hopes that he understand me. It's just life, get it right, get it once, don't get it twice. Been working all day just to smoke away my nights. And I'm high like all eyes on me. All eyes on me. Give me about one. Shit, where the time go? I had real shit I had to do. Where my rhyme go? Where my rhyme book? Old school, but I get the job done like a sky hook. Nigga, they know me when I pull up. Love to hear me pull off. I ain't did much, I just straight pipe the exhaust. You ain't saying much, you just straight pipe the exhaust. And I'm exhausted, you niggas lost me. Hood nigga alert, I'm about fed up. Why I gotta go through all this to get my bread up? I mean, I ain't complaining about hard work, that's y'all's perk. This rap shit easy as y'all work, I'm just saying. You see me on a mission while you stressing me. West Virginia nigga, stop pressing me. Bill Self nigga got the recipe. Kill yourself trying to keep up with a big dog, you the wrong pedigree. All eyes on me.
Salute Max Bet. Underrated album.
All eyes on me.
I could play this shit from number one to the last. It's that fire.
Hell no, not your average. I'm from the town, my nigga, we living savage. Where you better done what you say you done did. Cause a nigga might test you, fuck it, just how it is. Fuck with me if it is that A1, I need that. Any day I might get fired, I need my fiends back. Every day I had that fire that made them bring back and bring back and bring back and bring back and so on. Nigga, I am so gone, so long. Walking down the yellow brick road, get my stroll on. Thinking about how my niggas gone that got told on. Couple got clapped out, told you niggas sap out. Told them I was cool and all that, I got a son now. fact, I prefer to be home before sundown. Told them I don't hustle no more, I just let y'all be. Then I hopped in the SRT, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. They ain't gonna like that Trey piece, fuck 'em. All eyes on me.
That was Max Bet. All eyes on me. Fire. I'm not trying to come down on blacks. It's not what I'm trying to do. Hold on. Let me catch up real quick. Euler says Africa is at war with itself because one half wants to sell land to China and Europe, and the other is trying to keep it in-house. I don't know how I feel about that. Xavier says, I do agree with the fact that everyone can easily point out the wrongs others do to them, but ignore the wrongs they do to themselves. Facts. Big facts. Xavier says, as a child, I wouldn't accept this fact, but as an adult, I question why this is. Euler says, from middle school, we was told as young black males don't make it to C21. They even give you systematic programming with TV. And in providing striking areas, statistics are real, even though they're skewed. Respect. I'm going to go back to that question. Or not really that question, but the statement that you said. Africa is at war with itself because one half wants to sell. I'm not going to say a half of Africa wants to sell to Europe or China. I think they want capitalism and they want their bang for their buck. What's any different than them selling land or leasing land in America? I mean, we're doing it too. America has the largest farmland sold to other countries than any other nation on this planet. So I think that they just see dollars. They see dollars and they want the money. I believe in capitalism. So if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I think Africans will do anything for that money. Now, I do love African brothers and sisters. I got a lot of African friends. I'm not trying to dig deep into them, but I'm going to say that they hold the cards to a lot of questions that we need answered. And what I mean by that is black Americans, we get on this, Whitey knows this, Whitey knows that, Whitey's lying to us. When the African, the West African, they could fucking tell us. The West African, they sit by fires talking stories about us, our demise, our capture. I know we look at ourselves as kings and queens. And I'm talking about black Americans. I know that's what we look at each other as. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Euler says, China running out of space over there and they loaned Africa hella money. Yeah. Capitalism, bro. Capitalism. I don't fault Africa for that. I mean, you got the Chinese people. They're going everywhere, bro. There's a lot of them over there in Australia. They got a big rift with Australia right now. There's a lot of Chinese descendants in Australia. Jamaica as well. There's a lot of Chinese in Jamaica. They got to go somewhere. But this is what Trump was trying to fight, that fight. We don't want him here. But, hold on, let me take a sip of this Courvoisier. My bro on the check-in, he says Chinese are big in Canada as well. Yeah, they're everywhere, bro. They're everywhere. So it's only right that Africans get in on that piece of the pie. I'd actually be mad if they didn't. I'd say that they're not advanced enough. But Africans know the secrets to African Americans. And they'll tell a select few. There's a select few who know the secrets. But there's a lot that just don't. And they think that we come from kings and queens and we're descendants of Egypt. Some of us are. Some of us have bloodlines that lead back to Egyptian royalty. Yes, that's factual. A lot of us don't. A lot of us do not. There's a lot of Black Americans that have the UK bloodline. Euler says they would have been independent if your boy Obama didn't snake Gaddafi. Facts. Big facts. But that's black on black crime right there. Is it not? Or is Obama just not black in that moment? He's only black when it's us, when it's Americans, Black Americans looking at Obama. He's only black then, but to the world, he was just another white man. To the world, he was just another dirty American politician. But let me get back to the blacks being kings and queens. We wasn't. A lot of us wasn't. And I'm willing to say 80% of us do not have any bloodline but slave blood. Let that sink in. Euler says, I knew you was going to say that. A lot of blacks in America, they conform themselves with the African American movement, the Marcus Garvey Pan-American movement, when in all actuality, their heritage is nothing but slaves. You have to ask yourself this. Black Americans got caught by other Africans over there in Africa, right? We lost that war, obviously. We obviously lost that war. But why was it so easy? Because it was never a war to begin with. A lot of us were descendants of slaves over there in Egypt. When the dynasty, the empire in Egypt was going down, they had to liquidate a lot of fucking things. Who took over fucking Egypt? Before Rome, before Greek, who fucking took down Egypt? Kemet, the land of the dark. Who took it down? The Persians, the same ones who are also involved in the slave trade. The Persians. So you have your Middle East cats take down Egypt. Egypt has to liquidate slaves. They have to liquidate wealth, gold. They have to hide caskets in temples. So the greedy Persians can't get them. They have to hide all kind of shit, liquidate all kind of shit, so they didn't die. Just for the Persians to double cross them, enslave them as well, and send them off. Doesn't it make sense? Now, we all know Egypt had slaves, but we don't know what happened to those slaves. They never talk about the Egyptian slaves like they talk about the American slave. That's because they're one and the same. You did have a small portion that got shipped over here. There's no doubt about it. Those stories are true. But when I hear hundreds of millions of Africans died in the ocean, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. Some did, yes. But there was a lot of us that are from here. Our heritage is one of the American Indian heritage. We were defiant. We fought. And yes, we didn't have the weaponry of muskets and shit, but we had a form to kill, and we took down a lot, but that's not what took the East Coast natives out. See, history tells you what took them out. Let me see if anyone knows out there who's watching. I know this is an educational piece, so I'm not going to get a lot of views because I'm not spazzing and I'm not talking that nigga shit right now, but I want to know out there what took out the Native Americans. What they tell us took them out. Does anyone know? Euler says, a lot of us are indeed chiefs. Facts. Big facts. We need to recognize that. You cooking now, fam? Yes. If America admitted that we were Native Americans, we are entitled to what Native Americans have, the ones that we know to be Native Americans, which is land. The greatest thing to have is land. Why do you think Bill Gates is buying it up? Bill Gates is fucking buying land left and right. Why do you think? That's the greatest thing to have. Somebody out there, tell me how the Native Americans died. Do you think that they were just all gunned down? The Seminoles? The Cherokee over there on the East Coast? The Midwest? The southern borders? The border tribes? How were they taken out? Xavier says land and money. I have to disagree with money, Xavier, because money is worthless. It's whatever who's in charge tells us it's worth. Look at Bitcoin for an example. Look at that currency. That's a currency to have. Our dollar is worthless. Ever since we stopped being backed by gold, our dollar is nothing but an IOU. Euler says they gonna say disease. The almighty pen. They just wrote them out of history and changed our names. I don't think they just gonna say disease, bro. I think it was disease. I think it was disease because Native Americans had too many people to not take on white people that came over here by themselves, maybe 20,000 deep. You're talking about that in one tribe. One tribe. But foreign disease is a thing. Look at COVID-19. Comes from China. And I'm not being racist. It's true. Comes from China. Does it not? I'm just saying. I think disease back then, and their medical wasn't like us. The technology wasn't like us today. Probably took them out real fast. Biological war. Maybe the white man knew. I got smallpox. I know how to take care of it. They don't. I'm taking them out. Maybe they knew. Maybe they knew. But I do think that disease was a big part in the demise of Native Americans. And I'm not talking about Native Americans over here where I'm at. See, where I'm at, there's a lot of Native Americans. Fuck, I got me a Native American baby mama. I got Native American kids. They're everywhere. It's not west. It's not west. It's east. That's where you see the decrease in the original Native American. Euler says the disease was killing them. That's why they had Thanksgiving, because they survived. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Now, did they use the disease to benefit them? They probably did. I'm talking about white men. But I do believe off of the population, you have to remember the times that they were in. They didn't just have Ferraris, trains, airplanes. They couldn't just travel like that. Like, I don't know exactly how long it took them to come from Europe or Africa to here, but it wasn't like a day. Like, we're talking about months at sea. Like, you had to risk it all to come here, literally. And that's the same with the inter-domestic travel. Like, a lot of them didn't just bring slaves out west, down south. Like, no, that was a lot of goddamn traveling. To be carrying motherfuckers, you gotta feed, you gotta clothe, that are scared. They don't know where they're at. They're in a new country, a new land, being drug around by someone who's white, probably scared the fuck out of them. There's no way you're going to fucking take them hundreds or thousands of miles through this country to settle. No, what you do is you take the people who's already there and you conquer them and you make them work on the land that they know. Why do we... I don't know. Maybe the Cavassier has me on another fucking level. I don't know. Let me take another sip because what I just said probably went off of people's heads on the rebroadcast. They're not going to know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're going to say, Taj, what are you talking about? We came from Africa. You see my African flag? That's for you, Blake. Just because I just see your comment. I do love it. I'm not going to lie. Gets me going, bro. It's like I boost myself up. I could get myself hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like doing a show by yourself, it is crazy. It's hard when you don't have that interaction. Like when me and you are doing it, it's good. Everything's gravy. We bounce off each other. The energy's there. You're feeling the vibe. But when you're doing by yourself, bro, it's tough. It's tough, bro. Like I got like 7 fucking likes and shit so far. I used to not have that. Tip in the bottle, much love. For sure. Just imagine doing this show with like nobody watching, no likes, and you're just talking to yourself. Like, that shit's nerve-wracking, bro. It gets to you. But the applause button was something that got me hyped, you know. Like, do you think you can't half of your heritage, because you are a biracial child, do you think half of your heritage is from Africa? Xavier, you're my brother, flesh and blood. Do you think our black heritage is from Africa? I just don't think it is. I just don't think it is. There's not enough evidence to tell me that all of us are from Africa. There's just not enough. Blake says most definitely. How do you think, Blake, that and if you want to call in, Blake, you can call in number 785-289-8295. But how do you think that blacks came to be here? Do you really believe the story that they tell us? Do you believe his story? Xavier says, no, I don't. Okay. What do you believe, Xavier? Do you believe that blacks were already here? A majority of them. Now, I'm not saying that every black was from here. Of course, white people brought people here. I mean, shit, the Irish were slaves here at one point in time, which no one ever talks about. But the Irish, the Italian, they were once slaves at one point in time here. Not that long because they had the features of a white man, but at one point in time, yeah. Blake says, at some point, the family tree was only rooted in America, but how they really get here. Exactly, bro. If they even came from anywhere else. They might not have came from anywhere else. They might just be from here. Blake says, my great-great-grands, maybe even great-grands were slaves. Yeah. And what if I was to say this? What if a lot of black Americans, I hate using the term African American, but a lot of black Americans, what if we wasn't slaves? And someone who twisted the book. Now I'm just going here with my mind fuckery. This is what I sit here and I lay down by myself and I'm thinking about. This is what I think about. This is shit I think about. What if black Americans really were not slaves? Not all of us. There were black slaves. Not all of us, though. What if the majority of black Americans were not slaves? I just, it really has me. It really has me stuck that you could have 200 blacks in a field and they wouldn't rebel to 5 whites. Like they wouldn't have done that earlier. Like that really fucking bugs me out. That is shit that I cannot believe. I just kind of don't believe it. Euler says facts. They had to click up to beat us. They did. The ones that came from Africa. And even some natives that were here. No doubt about it. Blake says, could be from here the whole time. How would we really know? The book is always twisted. What his story will our great grandkids be taught? They'll be taught that niggas ain't shit. I'm kidding. I don't know what the fuck they'll be taught. Euler says, in Louisiana, slaves outnumbered the master 5-1. That's what I'm saying. I have a hard time believing that slaves who outnumbered the master 5-1 didn't rebel. Xavier says, I have a personal belief on how most got here. I believe the white men only came to be from the land separation. There's a lot to get into on the comments. Maybe we can get into it more on our visit soon. For sure, when you get here, we're going to talk about it. But I believe we, as well as Native Americans, were already here. Salute to you, bro. That's what I believe. Blake says, what about in jails, prisons, inmates outnumber COs and staff, right? No, because they don't outnumber the government. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm going to tell you a little bit, Blake, about FEMA and what FEMA has to do with prison. FEMA's very much involved. I've promoted twice. I was a sergeant, and I was now a CO3, a counselor. When you promote, you have to take a quiz, a study about FEMA, and when all hell breaks loose, I'm not going to give you a scenario, but just not just prison, but all kind of shit, and everything is sectioned off. FEMA's real. FEMA camps are real. Death is real. You have, or in prison, you have classification levels. You have, let's say, 1 through 5. The classification level is the degree of what type of inmate you're fucking with. If you're fucking with a level 5 inmate, that guy might fucking take off on you. But if you're dealing with a level 1, a level 2 inmate, they're not going anywhere. They just want to do their time. They want to go home because they don't want the trouble. Now, Blake, you have inmates that escape, never to be seen from again. It's happened, and it happens a lot. But the repercussions of escaping and being found are too much to fathom. Just mentally fucking fathom that minimum they're going to give me 10 extra years. I mean, where I'm at, we literally just had an escape. 2 guys escaped. Got caught like 2-3 weeks later. It happens all the time. And they don't always die. They don't always get gunned down. But the thought of, if I escape, I'm going to be here another 10 fucking years. Especially when I only have a 2-year bid. I'd rather not. When you're a slave, you're there for life. You're there for life. Escaping is escaping. Now, the prisons that are there for life, you ask yourself, are the death row inmates. Why don't they escape more often? Well, the ones that are there for life don't get a lot of time out of that cell. They're mainly locked down in that cell. They're doing 20 hours a fucking day in a 6x6. They don't have a lot of time to escape. Those are the ones who wouldn't give a fuck. Prisons don't give them the time to escape. I've seen many attempts from people who are level 4s, level 5s, your lifers. I've seen many attempts. But if they don't get it right the first time, they're barely fucking making it on the truck or on the gate. Prison is made for your level 4s and 5s differently. There's not just one gate with barbed wire. No, you got electrical fences. You got all kind of crazy shit. Got all kind of crazy shit. But just know, those 2 inmates who escaped, if they were to never get caught, or if they were to kill someone, they would have fucking died. They would have died. Hold on. Blake says, and that can't be applied to the slave scenario. No. Slaves, bro, slaves are there for life. You're there for life. Like, you know there's no end in sight. From what they teach us. This is why I don't think that a lot of them were slaves. I think a lot of them were servants. If you're there for life, you don't have any borders, not borders, but fences. You don't have electrical fences. You got 5 people on horseback who's covering 5 acres of land. And there's 200 of you. You're out of there. If we let lifers go out in the field with no fencing, with 5 officers on horseback, Blake, those inmates would be gone. They'd be out of there. There's no questions asked. They would be fucking out of there. So no, I don't know. I just have a hard time feeling like slaves who had a 5-to-1 advantage wouldn't just fucking take advantage of it. That's just me. The normal human instinct is when I feel enclosed or if I feel threatened, I'm gonna get on the defense. Oh, hey, Colton's back on the check-in. What's up? Hey, Colton, I'm not talking about no dumb shit right now. I'm kind of on this Black History Month. Anything, Colton, that you want to throw in there? Colton, you're a white man, right? You're a white male. So I don't know. That's just me. If you guys want to call in, the number is 785-289-8295. Euler, you still there? If you're there, what's your artist name again? What's your artist's name? I would like to play your artist. As of right now, I guess I'll play Dream by MaxBet. Make sure you cop some MaxBet material. This guy is dope. He's from Topeka, Kansas, and this album of his is fire. It's called MaxBet.
Pocket full of endo. Me and my kinfolk rolling on the west, blowing Keisha out the window. Pull up to the dice game, nigga, what they hit for? Yeah, we getting money, but we all try and get more. Came a long way from standing over the stove. I ain't no felon, I can vote. I ain't no felon, I can tote. And even if I was, I still keep the pilly. I ain't trying to get smoked. Crawling through the hood, looking good, a young nigga. Jake think they fucking with a dumb nigga. Bitch think she fucking with a simp. I put a super bad in my whip. I'm a motherfucking king. Franchise player on my team. Broomstick Brian with a beam. Used to keep bomb for the fiends. Now I keep my paperwork clean. Hood nigga living like a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Take it easy, Blake.
Woke up and realized it was all a dream. I don't know nothing about what them niggas got. I was too busy getting money out the pots. On the north side, getting money round the clock. Building up traffic, had to find another spot. Doing too much, pursuing too much. Sitting sideways with a deuce in my cup. Did it for the squad, we made it before they came in. Couple niggas waited too long, they in the state pen. I'm all in like a max bet. Double down, now we stack checks. Had to tell my little nigga, be easy, let the storm pass. It's all good, check the forecast. We getting more cash. We was little niggas making major moves. Had last call looking like paid in full. It was last call, they was bringing bottles out. We ain't had time, started pouring bottles out. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Woke up and realized it was all a dream.
That was Max Bet, Dream. I know you guys out there, you're thinking like, why the fuck do you play a lot of Max Bet? It's because I think he's dope. I really do. I think he's super fucking dope, dude. A lot of people, if you don't have the bling bling and all that other bullshit, a lot of people think that you ain't got shit. Who was I listening to when they said that most rappers ain't rich? And then they asked, it was a Freeway Ricky Ross. I didn't talk to him. He was on Vlad TV. And he said that most rappers are not rich. They have to look rich because no one wants to listen to somebody poor. Well, I'm the opposite. I don't want to listen to someone who I know is faking it. And yes, you fucking know. You know when someone's faking it. Xavier says, I'm now catching up, but on the slave topic, think of Egypt. Most of them weren't forced to become slaves. Most came to give their families a better life, food, etc. Not to say slaves in the Americas were the same, but I believe some of that skipped over. You know what, Xavier? I think you're exactly right. I think you're fucking right, bro. I think Americans learned a lot from Egypt. Look at our currency. Look at our buildings. Look at our structures. They're not Roman. They're not cathedral. There are a lot of fucking Egypt in our fucking society. If they will learn the all-seeing eye from the Egyptians and their mythology, why wouldn't they learn how to treat their servants or slaves, whatever you want to call them? I just think a lot of our history has been tainted. And it has us as blacks being the pawn of a dirty game. We were cursed to be the pawn of a dirty fucking game. That sucks. That fucking sucks. All right, everyone. It's been a great conversation. I will catch up with you guys Tuesday. Colton says, can you scream tomorrow? I think you meant stream. I'll stream Tuesday, Colton. Holler at me on Tuesday, and I will be here. Thank you guys once again. I appreciate everything. Appreciate all the commentary. Thank you for subscribing and following me. It's been entertaining. I'll catch you guys later on the flip mode. All right, peace out.